I know it's a big game because it's the next game. Every game's important, but given how things went down on Monday Night Football and everybody's showing those highlights for years about that epic comeback, is it nice to be back on the national stage and maybe show, hey, here's what this defense is all about?
Yeah, definitely. We got another opportunity, like you said, on national television to show everybody what we're about, and we were able to do that for majority of the part. Last time, against the Ravens, but we didn't finish. So, this week we need to finish.
But this isn't just another game for you, is it?
It's a little personal, if you want to say it, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, you kind of noticed when the schedule came out that you'll be going back there, and
Yeah, definitely.
what does it mean for you just going back?
You know what I mean? I don't know. It's kind of life coming full circle, I guess. I don't know. You know what I mean? Definitely don't know how I'm going to feel, when I get out there, get on the field. It's probably going to have a mix of emotions, you know what I'm saying? That's where, I started my family out there. That's where I got the opportunity to play this game on the highest level possible. They drafted me. I poured my heart and soul out in that organization for 4 years that I was there, and it's going to be interesting.
Because of what you said, you poured your soul into it. Is there any? I'm going to prove to you guys that you shouldn't have done what you did.
Yeah, I'm past that. You know what I mean? I shifted that perspective a little bit last year. I mean, it was early on for sure, but I kind of shifted that mindset and kind of shifted the mindset to I'm going to prove to the Indianapolis Colts why they paid me. Why I'm gonna do everything in my power. I'm gonna pour my heart and soul into this organization and show them why they made the decision to pick me.
Can you believe that a team would let you go? You're an all-pro.
Yeah.
Which doesn't happen in the league very often.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't rarely happens, but it's the nature of the business. It's what we signed up for, right?
Communication with your former teammates, does it pick up this week? Is it a little chirpier?
Nah, I mean it's been a little quiet. You know what I mean? They got a game to focus on, and I got a game to focus on. Obviously I'm going to see them on game day and everything, and we can catch up. Then maybe after the game. I'm probably going to see them a little bit before the game, talk a little bit, but both sides of the ball got business to handle.
Little details that you can share with your teammates from practicing against this scheme for a number of years?
Yeah, I mean a little bit. I mean it's similar. We've faced similar schemes. Obviously, Kyle is incorporated. He has Trey Lance now. So I mean, when you're getting ready for it, it's kind of two different offenses. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when Trey's in, it's more kind of like the Ravens offense a little bit with all the quarterback runs and the swing option deal and all of that. And when Jimmy's in, it's more kind of West Coast offense. Outside zone, toss. Play action pass, little things like that. And so, it's a mix of things, and we'll figure out, the quarterback situation, later on in the week if Trey's going to play or not, and where we can really, put our, real main focus on what we should be looking at.
Is it hard to think back to your last game with the Niners? Have you watched it again?
My last game with the Niners, the Super Bowl? Yeah. I mean, I watched it multiple times. I mean, I haven't watched it in a while, but it's definitely a game I'll never forget for sure. Yeah.
What does that shirt mean?
Oh, you are enough? Everybody, with kicking the stigma and everything and mental health, there's a lot of people who, don't feel like they're, that they are enough, you know what I mean? They get, a lot of, with me, I mean, my specific thing, especially with like kids, in school, it's funny because me and my wife, we talk about it all the time, you know what I mean? Like, how brutal some kids can be in school too, you know what I mean, in general, and with bullying and little things like that, and, looking down on, each other. And, it's just a daily reminder on, when you look at yourself in the mirror every day, I mean, you are enough. You tell yourself that, you got to love yourself. And everybody else will end up loving you if you love yourself and just embrace yourself and just know that every day, when you wake up, you just tell yourself that you are enough.
DeForest, I mean, I'm sure you'd love to have 8 sacks already, whatever. But
Yeah.
But I know you don't judge yourself just by numbers, right? So when you watch the film, what are you looking for, and how do you sort of determine, like, all right, I'm playing well, or I could be better, or whatever?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it comes a lot, to getting a sack. You know what I mean? It takes a lot. Like I said before, I mean, it doesn't just take one guy. It takes the whole unit. I mean, as a unit, we could definitely be rushing the passer a lot better. We've had multiple times where, there's times where, like say, Taekwon wins one-on-one, Mo wins one-on-one, or, anybody wins one-on-one, but, the quarterback ends up, breaking the pocket or something like that. I mean, and, you just give up, those opportunities, where, third down, you could have got off the field. I mean, a couple guys had great rushes, but we just didn't contain them and keep them in as one. And that's one thing that we always talk about is 4 = 1, you know what I mean, when we're rushing the passer. So, me personally, rushing the passer, obviously this past game, I feel like I picked it up a lot more, especially taking on the one-on-one opportunities that I did get. I was able to win, but, obviously the game situation, their game plan was to get the ball out of his hand quick. But then when we had opportunities to get to him, I mean, we only got to him twice, but, I mean, we were able to affect some throws, and he was, throwing picks. So we were able to affect the quarterback that way. And, yeah, so it just, what I mean, obviously any player right now would love, to just have 8 sacks. Right. But, I mean, it come in bunches. I mean, I know, how the league works. You know what I mean? I mean, when you're rushing and you feel like you're doing well and then things are not going your way, you just got to keep going. I mean, eventually those numbers will come, and, you'll start having more an effect on games and little things like that. So, I just come in every week and I just, start from, ground, start from the first, all over again, keep putting my head down and working.
Against Houston in one game last year, I think. Something.
Yeah. I mean, towards the end of the year, I mean, I had like 7 in the month of December. So, I mean, they're going to come. I mean, I just got to keep working.
With like one hand, right?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
DeForest, with Darius, how impressed have you been with his ability to play through this ankle and make the plays that he made on Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, Darius is just he's a baller. I mean, he finds a way to we have a point system on turnovers and getting the ball and little things like that. And he's leading the defense. I mean, obviously with like 7 points, and everybody, the guys that are on the board have like 1 or 2 points. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, he's a different breed. He's a different cat when it comes to playing the linebacker position. I mean, we were making a joke. What was it, earlier in the week, how, for some reason the ball always finds him, or he always finds the ball, and it's just because that maniac mentality that he has, he's always running, wherever the ball is, he is, and, I mean, eventually, he's always taking his shots, with getting the ball out. I mean, it doesn't matter, if the runner is coming dead on, like that play against Derrick Henry a couple weeks back. Everybody was saying how he got ran over, or little things like that, but if you watch the play, he's going for the ball. I mean, it was a 50-50 business decision that he wanted to make, and it was, do I want to punch the ball out for the team and make a big play, or I mean, the other side of it is I could get embarrassed, get run over, but he took that decision, to do everything that he can to make a play for the team, and unfortunately that play didn't go his way, but you just see the mentality that he has is going after the ball, and he's fanatic about it.
Franco's that Dale's going to start getting into practice pretty
Yeah.
soon. You're in the meetings with him. You haven't played with him yet, but like, have you observed much from him? And just, do you have any expectations? I know it's early, but like,
Yeah.
What have you seen? What have you learned?
Yeah. With his, it's crazy because a lot of guys, it takes a while for them to when they're learning a scheme and little things like that and jobs, it takes them a while to really comprehend the plays and little things like that. But I feel like he's one of those guys where you tell him like, hey, on this play, you have this job. If the motion happens, this is that. You have to check to this on a certain drop or whatever, and he's on it. And so and coaches coach likes to ask him questions in meetings just to keep him engaged. Because obviously he's been out for so long, and when he asks him questions, I mean, he answers them right away. And so it just shows how mentally locked in he's been. And, we've been seeing the work that he's been putting in to get back on the field, and I'm excited to see what he's going to be able to do today.